Do you want to know what the best pack is for you? Well, then I guess you better stick around.
Being a real bad boy. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulder, heart full of blues. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt.
I hate watching myself on video. It's so stupid.
That's why if you go to my Instagram or anything, it's photos of other things, not me. I don't do videos. I don't mess around with it.
How's it going, guys? We're here at Dreamkeeper Taxidermy Studio, and we just want to shout out to them real quick and say a thank you to my brother Remington for letting us use the studio and letting us shoot a video in here. And I've got my good friend Austin here, and he is Amped Archer. And where can they reach you?
AmpedArcher.com, Amped Archer on Instagram, Amped Archer on Facebook, Amped Archer on YouTube. So I don't do the videos like he does. I do mostly photos. So
I guess we'll jump right into it like this. This is kind of a day pack. What do you see as far as uses in this, as far as a backcountry pack?
as far as backcountry pack, that's something for a day pack. Throw your puffy jacket, rain jacket, water bottle, something where you're gonna be close to the truck, easy to get back, pack it out, small trips, or if you could drag it to the truck. You've got no waist belt, you're not gonna have a lot of weight carrying capabilities. But as far as, if you're not more than half a mile from the truck, a mile from the truck, that's plenty of bag for what you're doing, really.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot of room if you're not spending the night. Sleeping bag is gonna fill that up, but if you're not spending the night away from the truck, that's plenty.
Yeah, it's almost, this is kind of like, I almost look at this as almost a backseat organizer, and where it's something that if you're truck hunting, then that's perfect. I have actually packed a deer out with this, and it wasn't fun. Packed it out like 3 miles on this backpack in it. Probably, I think it was a front quarter and a hind quarter and the head.
Probably
and
a little sore.
It was absolutely ridiculous. It was the stupidest thing ever.
I have one just like it, and I have all my MREs, dry foods, candles, stuff like that at the house.
Yeah.
It's my emergency go bag is what it is. It's almost identical.
Yeah.
And it just sits in the corner at my house. And if I go for a trip in the Jeep or something, I'll throw it in the back seat because you never know, and it's quick, easy, simple.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I might have to use that with that one. Then we got this guy, and this is a Crooked Horn Outfitters, and it's kind of the same thing, and it folds down to put a rifle in or a bow in. But I kind of feel like this is almost the same thing. It's almost not really meant for backcountry. It's when I see somebody packing this on their back, I'm thinking like, that guy doesn't expect to kill me.
Yeah, you're not going far. I mean, the plus side is this one does have a waistband. You've got a little bit of a suspension on it, which is gonna help equalize the weight on your shoulders, but it's not, like you said, you're not going real far. Same thing.
What do you got over there?
So this one is my wife's. This is the Horn Hunter, and it actually expands out pretty big. It's got the bat wings, main pockets. It does have a nice belt on it. It's got an actual internal aluminum frame, so it offers you the ability to add weight to it. Really can carry a lot more weight. This is what I would say most people are going to step into backcountry hunting with, or even just weekend hunts. A couple miles away, because you have the ability to fit a sleeping bag, sleeping pad. This has got a spotting scope in it right now. I don't even know what gear she has in this. And it's also got a dedicated, you could pull this out. You've got blaze orange, strap your head on, strap your quarters on.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Like I said, it's kind of where I think most people would start at. The price point to get into something like this is really easy. They're $270 new, and this one is 4,000 cubic inches. and it's advertised as something like 27 pockets and organizers. So that's one thing is if you like being organized, have your stuff in, you know, very specific spots, there's a pocket for every little thing in the world on this pack. So it's one of those features that you might love it, you might hate it. Like I said, you've got an adjustable waist, an adjustable load lifter on it, which is, you know, the big thing where those ones didn't, I mean, they still had a hip belt.
Yeah.
But you don't have a load lifter option to actually get that weight, you know, where you want it while you're packing it. So
What do you have down there? What's
So-
that thing?
this one is, so this is how I start backpack hunting. This pack cost me nothing.
Camp Trails Ranger.
Yes,
That's nice.
I went and helped a guy move out of when he was getting out of the army. He had this laying in his room. I said, "What are you doing with that?" He said, "I'm getting rid of it." And I said, "I'll take it.
Bonus.
That'll be my payment for helping you." And I had sleeping bag strapped to it, tent strapped to the top, stuff strapped onto the pockets on the outside. And it was not great, but it's where it all started. And so I keep saying I'm going to get rid of it, and I've just never let it go.
I wouldn't.
So yeah,
That's nostalgic.
yeah,
That's sweet.
it's entertainment for sure. So
How do you get something out on that thing? You actually get some quarters in that,
You
put
know,
your head on it?
the year I used this, the first year was also the last year I used this, and I went in, I weighed the pack, and I went in with 80 pounds.
Good night.
It was a short hunt, and all my food was dehydrated food. I went in with very minimal water because I knew there was a little bit of a trickle back there that I was going to use. I got back there and it was so hot it had dried up, so I had no food, no water. I made it about 2 nights before I hiked back out, and then I just day hiked with it. So I did kill something that year, I think a buck that year, and it was close enough. I drug it. So yeah, I
didn't even have to use it.
yeah, it has not packed meat yet.
I guarantee you that'd feel pretty comfortable though.
It would, yeah, I'm sure you could get the job done.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, plastic frame. It's actually, I don't remember the weight on it now, but it actually weighs close to what her pack weighs. So, you know, it's, yeah.
It's definitely usable if
Yeah,
that's all
yeah,
you have.
yeah, and that's the thing. You don't need something super fancy to get
Yeah.
going. It's all there, and you just got to get creative, like I
This
said.
was actually kind of the same type of pack for me. It was kind of a learning experience, and this is like a more budget-friendly thing, and that's why it kind of appealed to me. It was, I think, $100 or something like that. And so I ended up buying this pack for that reason, and it had some qualities that I liked. Things that I was looking for were external water, where I could carry a couple water bottles, and a big main compartment where I could fit sleeping bags, sleeping pads, stuff like that. And then it also had a feature that you can unzip this back part right here, and you can put hind quarters and stuff.
And it's separate.
Yeah, it's like a meat bag in there. And this actually gave me a lot of learning experience with that, because I tried to put 2 elk hindquarters in this. It was not good.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was-
surprised you could get it to fit,
They
honestly.
barely fit. And the pack, I mean, it's got a decent frame in it and stuff. It's pretty flexible, but I noticed that once I got that much weight into it, it was
Too
really
flexible.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was really uncomfortable, and these hip pads were digging into me bad.
Well, it's an Alps.
Alps Outdoors. I think it's the Traverse EPS, and I mean it's a good backpack. And if you are doing deer hunting or antelope hunting or something like that, I think you could probably fit 2 deer hindquarters in that and do just fine.
Well,
If
and
you're-
it is adjustable too.
Yeah.
It's- with the day packs, that's one thing is,
yeah,
you know, it's,
no adjustment.
yeah, you're stuck with whether it fits or not, whereas
Yeah.
these, you have an adjustment to,
Yeah.
which is a big step up no
Yeah.
matter what, so.
Yeah. I don't even know what I would consider this. This is almost more of just a horn hunting pack for me. And I have tried to use it for hunting, but it just doesn't quite suit all of my needs. And the reason being is that it doesn't have the water capacity. I can't like stick water anywhere in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing that really annoyed me is when I got this on my back, when I was trying to sit down in glass, it was hitting me in the back of the head. And when my butt was hitting the ground, it was hitting the ground. So every time I sat down, I was having to take the pack off.
Yeah.
And that drove me nuts. I could not do it.
My dad's got a similar pack, and I was in between packs at one point, and so I had to pack out some meat, and we had a frame like this, and it was great for that. We went up, packed the meat out to the truck, we were done. We weren't camping with it. We weren't hiking excessive with it. We used it for a meat pack only.
Yeah.
He's got a bag that straps to it, but he doesn't backpack hunt that much.
Yeah.
He uses it as he stuffs his gear in there, takes it up to the cabin, takes his bag off, so all his gear's at the cabin, keeps that in the truck for packing.
Yeah, I think that this is absolutely perfect for like if you're just going up to get meat, then you can just seriously, it's as easy as just undoing those, laying your meat shelf down, picking it up, and you're gone. And
Yep.
this is as comfortable as you're gonna get.
Yeah, and it's solid. You have no flex. You
Yeah.
don't like these other ones where it can get too flexy. Yeah, you're solid.
Yeah.
And like I said, for him, where he doesn't go backpack hunting, something like that, just leave it in the truck when you need it.
Yeah.
It's perfect for that application,
Mhm.
and he has the bag that straps to it. If you really wanted, you could try it. But like you said, sitting down with it's not the most comfortable thing in the world.
Mm.
I don't like anything that sticks too far below my butt or too far above my head. Because I'm short and I catch stuff all the time if it's over my head. And I hate coming to a dead stop trying to sneak through the trees looking at something and the tree catches you and you're stuck.
That drives me nuts too, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't handle stuff over my head. So I try my best to keep it close to head level.
Yeah.
So, and that was one thing with these. I was always too short. My dad sticks like this far over my head. Yeah, I'm not packing anything but meat on that. There's
Yeah,
no
no
way.
kidding.
So,
Yeah, and it seems like it's almost a compromise with your head height and stuff because we know that the higher we get the load, the more comfortable it is on your back.
Yes,
But I'm
yeah.
the same way. I kind of like, okay, I understand that the higher I get that on my back, the more comfortable it is, but it can't be 6 feet above my head.
You can't be catching stuff as you're going through the tree,
Yeah.
especially if you're trying to day hunt with it, hike with it.
Yeah.
You're making a lot of noise every
Yeah.
time that hits a tree. This
Yeah.
is the pack I'm running right now, and this is a Kafaru, and there is a sleeping bag in here, kind of to give it some shape. It is 5,000 cubic feet. It's like 5,200 fully extended, and I just barely got this. It comes in at about 5 pounds. It's waterproof material. But unless you are backpack hunting and you're planning to take everything out on your back, meat, game, head, everything, your camp, all of it, the price of this, you can't be day hunting with this. It's just not, the amount of money to get into something like this, you gotta be dedicated to going back in and needing the backpack for everything. Cause it's very nice. It's got an amazing frame. It's got amazing
Yeah.
load lifting
But
capabilities.
you can definitely feel that it's built quality.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good pack.
and these guys are based out of Colorado. They're completely made in the USA, and they've got great warranty, stuff like that, which is something, you gotta watch out for. That green pack of mine, if it breaks, and you're done. You go
Yeah.
find a new pack, which it was free, not a big deal. Once you spend this much money on a pack, you gotta be, 100% in
Yeah.
it. And this front pocket is the only pocket, and this where my
Yeah.
spotting scope goes. Everything else is just an open. It's just a big ruck, which is
Right.
how I like it. I don't like pockets. I have little organizers that I stick my gear in. Well, I was gonna say I could pull one out in a fast movie, but I have little
Okay.
organizers, and that's a Kafaru pull out.
That's pretty cool.
And so I just organize my little stuff in there.
Yeah,
All my
that's
big
nice.
stuff just gets shoved in, and I will have a lid for this. I just haven't ordered it.
Okay.
And so I'll organize a couple things in the lid, and that's it. And I don't.
That's pretty cool.
I don't organize into pockets. I just, this right here, this is a kill kit. Has my knife, has flagging,
That's nice.
everything in there that I need once the kill happens.
Oh yeah, that's slick.
Yeah, so and I just have a couple different ones in here for different things, first aid and such. So, like I said, the price point to get into something like this, this pack and the frame alone are $700.
Ooh.
You start adding,
Jeez.
yeah, you start adding the lid, the hip pouches, it gets expensive quick. And the other thing with this is you can add, each one of these loops allows you to add extra pockets if you wanted. You can really, it's got one up here, you can have one down here. You can expand this thing as big as you want, but you better have the wallet to do it. You can't, yeah, you can add as much as you want. And this bag will pop right off this frame, and you can throw any other of their bags on.
That's
So
cool.
I know a lot of guys out there that keep a frame and they test a bag, and if they don't love that bag, they sell that bag, buy another used bag. And that's
I
how
like
I
that
started.
idea.
That's how I started with these guys was I bought a frame and a bag used, and then I just kept hopping through bags until I found one I liked. And then this is the brand new system they came out with, and I just finally decided to buy brand new. So, but that is one of the pluses with this is you
That's
do
cool.
spend that money, but you can swap without buying a whole brand new pack. Same with all the accessories you add. Everything they build is built to work with the other parts of the system. So you can really adapt with it. But like I said, you know, for the price of 2, maybe 3 of these bags, you got to be sure that's what you're
Serious.
after.
Yeah.
This is not, I would not encourage anyone to run something like this for day pack hunting or, you know, oh, I'm going to go spend a night and then be back tomorrow. Your price point's just not worth it, you know.
Yeah. Are you using it for anything else besides backcountry hunting?
I sold all my packs and I went to one pack, other than my grab and go bag that sits at the house. I have used my Stone Glacier before this and my old Kafaros. I use them, I've used them on plane trips, I've used them when we went to Vegas for National Finals Rodeo. I use it for everything because I was like, you know what? I have so much invested into this, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what. I've gone shed hunting with them, and this has got horizontal compression straps, vertical compression straps, just like my old one did. I can strap stuff to it all over.
That was something that's important to me when I'm looking for a pack is compression straps, because you never know when you might just want to go out for a day shed hunting or something, and you're invested $700 into a backpack, or you know, 500, 300, whatever you got into it, and then all of a sudden you can't even use it for shed hunting or like anything like that, and it's like, well, why did I spend that much money on that? And I know that I've wasted a lot of money on these packs.
Well, same with like this, you know, your hard frame, you know, that hard frame pack, like we said, it's great for a dedicated meat haul, something like that, but it's not got the versatility. Whereas this, the other thing with this pack that I should mention is it actually will slide off the frame, and there's a meat shelf built into here about 3/4 of the way up your frame. So what you can do is leave all your gear in here, slide this forward, and slide your quarters in behind the bag,
Genius.
and suck it up. And this bag, same with the Stone Glacier, was built the same way. You can take out everything. I mean, you can take out more than your back can handle. At least mine. You
Yeah.
know, I
Oh
only weigh 140. I'm not packing out 100 pounds of elk usually. So,
Yeah.
but that's one of those things where this I can use it for anything. You know, I really can make it happen for what I want, and it compresses down nice and slim.
Yeah.
It's got the sleeves on the side. You can put tripods, spotters, trekking poles.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I've gone to something like this where I use it. That's what I like to do is hunt in the backcountry. I have the plan to come out with me, and I can adapt this to whatever I want really
Yeah.
easy.
What I'm using right now is the Horn Hunter full curl combo, and basically it's a lot like that main beam that he was showing earlier, and it's got compression straps here, and it's got 2 bat wings. And it was important to me to have these outside pockets, because a lot of times what I do is I'll stick like my water bottle on the outside right here, and then on this side usually I have like a puff jacket, my poncho, you know, stuff like that that I actually need to get to a lot of times.
Yeah.
And then this I kind of dedicate to, you know, like my day stuff. If I don't need to get something, if it's not real important, I have it down in here, and it has pockets on the hips. It's got a metal frame, and it's adjustable here on the back, which was really important to me because I have a long torso.
Yeah.
And so it was important to me to be able to adjust this, because a lot of packs that I've bought in the past don't fit at all. They're made for guys like your size. you
Yeah,
know?
well, and that's
And-
I've ran into the opposite issue where I'm short enough that I get something and it sits too high above me. And so, you know, that's the big thing with the adjustability. You got to be able to adjust from one guy to the next.
Yeah.
Which, you know, once you get into this price range, it better have the adjustability to it. Anything outside of day pack, you got to have the adjustability.
Yeah. Speaking of price, I think this one ran me right around $280, so with like half of the price of his. But with that price, you gained about a pound and or lost a pound and a half.
It sits at 5 pounds.
Yeah, and this is
empty.
about 6.5 empty.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty heavy. But with that being said, it was perfect for me because as important as hunting is for me, horn hunting is also important for me. And so with this, it's got a load shelf right here where you can stick the base of your horns in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stick it in like that.
And that's one that I'm not as big in shed hunting.
Right.
I usually shed hunt to get outside.
Yeah.
And if I find a horn, I'm stoked. I'm like, woohoo, cool, bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't shed hunt as much. And I actually, my old Cafaro had the bat wings, and that was me. I was like, oh yeah, I can use this to hold the sheds in, and you know what? I packed out 2 horns with that pack, I think, the whole time I had it. So that's why I've gone to more of the rough, because I don't pack out the horns. Whereas, like you said, if you're going to be packing out horns, yeah, you can strap it on, but something where you can really suck those in, that really helps.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much versatility with this. I can take this day pack off and make it into basically the same frame pack if I wanted to, with the ability to pack water still and stuff like that. And then it was super nice being able to do this on my wife's hunt last November in Colorado, where I just have my layers right here with the bat wings, and then I would have my spotter right on top of them. I was constantly pulling it out, and it got annoying
trying to dig it out.
This actually has like a dedicated spotter pouch and stuff like that, where you pull it out, stick your spotter in there, and then you close it up, stuff like that. But I found that was actually more of a pain than just...
And that's another thing where with the pocket option, something like this, you can get a certain amount of organization, like you're saying, whereas, my pack, other than what's in the outside pockets that I'm going to add to it, you're digging in a main bag every time.
Yeah.
So you really got to keep like, hey, I need 4 things or 5 things right here handy. Whereas this, you've got enough outer pockets, you can kind of add some more things that are easy to get to. And that's another thing to really look at is how you hunt, how often you're thinking you're going to get into a bag. In the long run, it's just going to take time to figure out, how to do that system. So, but that is another thing to look at when you're looking to buy your first bag. My bag a lot. Do I have organization skills? Because that'll kill you. If you're, yeah, exactly. If you're dropping your bag, digging through a rough like this, where you got to pull everything out to find one thing, you're gonna love something like this, where you can be like, hey, I stick my glass and my microfiber towels and my tripod all on this side in this pocket, and it's always there. It beats digging for 20 minutes looking for something.
Another thing that I heard you mention over there with your bag is that it had waterproof materials and stuff on this. This doesn't at all. And what are your thoughts on waterproofing?
We live in Utah where you've not got, we don't have the rain like North Idaho, but I go hunt in Idaho. I've got plans to try and hunt Alaska eventually, And with this bag, became I want this to be a one and done bag. I can go wherever with it. I don't want to, like I said, you can have different bags for this frame. I don't want to do that. I want to have one done and not have to worry about it. So up here where we're at, water, you might get rained on, but it's going to be 60, 70 degrees in, an hour and you're fine.
Yeah.
You can drive down to the base of the canyon. It might be 100 degrees. So here it's not as big of a deal. Whereas some of the places I plan to go, that's something that matters to me a lot. Where, like Nevada, you go to Nevada, you can hunt with a cotton sack probably, because you're not going to get rained on for long, and then it's going to be hot and it's going to dry out. So that's something where it's very specific on what your plans are, where you're planning to go, how you're planning to hunt. If you don't like rain and you're planning on staying in the tent anyways, what's waterproof going to matter? You're in a tent. Whereas me, I love the rain. I want to go play in it because we don't get it very often. North Idaho, you walk into a bush and half your leg's soaked, and you can't avoid it up there. So it really just depends. You just got to look at what you want, how you want to do it, where your plans are in the future. Because that's one thing is, if you're looking at, I'm going to do this year, and you don't think about, next year I want to try this. It sucks buying a bag every year. If you can plan ahead and stop that with a backpack that's going to kind of, cover you for 4 or 5 years, I'm sure you're going to find things like, okay, I don't like that many pockets, or I want more pockets. That's going to take experience, but if you can plan ahead a little ways, it's going to help a lot in the long run.
This pack in particular, was the same philosophy as you. I was looking for something that I could be one and done. I could go to the airport and fly to wherever, and I could go on a backcountry hunt. I can go horn hunting with this.
Yeah.
I can do everything without having to have a separate pack for everything. I could get rid of every one of those bags and be just fine.
Yep, exactly.
And something I'm compromising with is the waterproof ability of this bag, and the solution that I've come up with that is I don't carry rain gear as far as a rain jacket and pants. I carry a poncho. And I look like Hunchback of Notre Dame walking through the woods.
Because you just cover you and the bag.
I just cover everything up and it's good to go.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in our climate anyways, we get a lot of thunderstorms and rainstorms in September when we're elk hunting and stuff like that.
Yep.
But they're usually gone in 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're wet and then you're dry.
Yeah.
If you can, if you're dumb and you're not playing in it, you're gonna get wet and you're gonna stay wetter. But like you said, you throw a poncho over you, 15 minutes, rain's gone, you pull that poncho off, you're good to go.
Yeah, and I just stuff it right back in the pocket and
Yeah.
I'm gone. Half of the time I don't even take it out of my bag. I just sit through the rainstorm and I know that I can see blue sky on the other side of it.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of times, so.
Well, I had the one year I had a bag that wasn't waterproof and I threw a trash bag in. And I was hiking, got caught in a storm, I dropped my pack, and I carry a rain jacket. So I stuck my rain jacket on me and I pulled my trash bag out and I covered my bag.
Perfect.
But I mean, that's all it takes,
Yeah.
just a little bit of planning ahead. You can throw a trash bag over it. You can, like you said, throw a poncho over you and it. Or, like I said, if you don't like the rain, stay in the tent.
It's better to buy once, cry once with backpacks, especially because something that you get with that high price too is a warranty on the Kafaru and a warranty on the Horn Hunter.
Yes.
And it's you call them and they send you, like, Horn Hunter's been great. I've already talked to them a couple times and they're awesome about it. And if you stick 600 pounds, if you load a fridge on this and it breaks this frame pack, they're gonna replace your frame pack or fix it.
There's some brands out there that have great warranties, but you gotta make sure the pack's gonna hold up when you're using it. Because that is one thing, and I won't mention their names, I don't wanna dog on anybody, but there is a company out there that I've heard of that they have a lot of problems with. You get very much weight on it, you're gonna end up with break. Well, that warranty, they may warranty that without a question, but that doesn't do you any good 6 miles back
Yeah,
in,
no
or
kidding.
if you're 3 miles back in, or you're 2 days into a 10-day hunt. So, don't just focus on the warranty, but don't just go grab something a week before either. Make sure you know how to fit a pack. Try it out, throw some weight in it, and that pack I had before this, that was my problem, was I bought it, heard a lot of great things, had a great warranty, I liked the layout of it. I bought it, I threw 50 pounds in it, and I could not get it to adjust to me. So test fitting it, if you can get your hands on a Buddy's, try it on.
That's a good idea.
That other pack, it was great. I loved the layout. I loved I loved a lot of things about it, but I could not get it to ride right after about 50 pounds. It was okay. It was better than the day pack by far, but compared to what I was used to, I had pressure points on my back, and I could not get it to stay where I wanted on my shoulders. I just constantly, when you're hiking out with something and you're sitting here doing this and twisting and pulling and your back shaking, it's not worth it, in the long run. And when you can get something that fits you better, and that's another thing, is if you can test fit it, you can't beat real-time experience with something.
No.
Sometimes you gotta jump through 20, 30 packs before you find what works. So, and don't tell the wife what the cost is. That's the main key to it.
What do you think is the importance of the actual weight of the pack empty?
I've chased the rabbit. I've chased the lightweight rabbit. I've tried, I'm gonna drop my pack weight clear down to this, and I've thrown out an exact number. The weight can kill you if you cut too much and you get back there. And I don't mean, kill you like you're miserable. I mean, you cut too much weight, you can die. You're back there alone. If something goes wrong, you got to be able to take care of that. Don't go buy a pack that's 2 pounds lighter because it's 2 pounds lighter when it doesn't fit you as good as a 2 pound heavier pack. You just gotta. That's one of those where every person's gonna have a personal preference.
Yeah.
Mystery Ranch is a pack that I know gets a lot of people. They're heavy bags. I've not ran one. I don't, never tried to fit, but I know a lot of people mention how it is a heavy bag. I have a friend that bag fits him like a dream, and he goes, I don't care that it weighs 4 more pounds on a scale. He goes, it feels 10 pounds lighter. He goes, I can load the same amount of gear in another bag and put it on. He goes, and it feels heavier. Doesn't matter what it weighs on a scale, it matters what it feels like on your back.
There's a couple companies that are making like lightweight carbon fiber frames with super lightweight stuff, with super lightweight buckles, even super lightweight zippers and stuff like that, which is awesome. And I'm sure they have a good warranty, and that I'm sure the bags are durable. But right now, and I was looking into a few of these companies, and they just didn't have the versatility that I wanted in a bag either. And so we're kind of on the cusp of kind of getting a lightweight bag, but still having the versatility of other bags.
And that's, if you want to chase the rabbit, by all means, there's a lot of rabbit trails out there to lighten your load up.
Yeah,
So.
and even though this is a 6.5 pound bag, empty, it is so comfortable that I'm right in line with that other guy that wears the Mystery Ranch. I feels like this is a 3 pound bag on me because it's so comfortable, and I can put so much stuff on it. And I carried on my wife's deer hunt, packing it out. I think we packed it out about 3.5 miles or so, and I had a hind quarter. I had actually 2 hind quarters, backstrap, neck meat, and it felt like it was like a normal load.
I was gonna say, and it's
all that money.
well.
Then you have this. I've used this on hunts. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that it's really worth just buying and crying, buying once and crying.
Well, and I mean, look at what we've got stacked here. There's a good chunk of change sitting on this table right here. How many of these do you still use?
That one.
Don't go buying a $1,000 bag for your first bag if you have no clue what you like. Don't go buy a $50 Walmart bag and then be like, hey, I hate this bag and backpacking's not for me. Make sure you get something in the middle road, something that does the job, but you're not, cheating yourself out of everything in the process. Try and get something in the middle ground, figure out what you like, what you don't like, and then make that purchase.
Yeah, especially if it saves you $1,000 in buying random packs that you don't even like. There's been times that I bought packs, take it out one time, and I'm like, yeah, well, it turns out that one wasn't for me. I already know it. I spent $200 on it, and I don't like it one bit.
Yep. There's gonna be times where you buy something that doesn't work. Backpacks are one of those where hopefully you can cut that down fast. I'm sure it's gotten kind of long, so.
What kind of backpack do you use on your backcountry adventures? Let us know in the comments.
Share, comment, like.
Tell us how dumb we are, how smart we are.
How bad we suck at looking in the camera, because we both stare at each other most of the time.
Well, that just feels like a natural conversation.